You. What is up, everybody? Rage Cage 20 here, back with some Nightwish Human Nature album. Today we're on Noise, second one in. Just want to say, so far so good, everybody. So far so good. I appreciate all the positivity and everything. Keep it up. Love you guys. I'm not gonna drone on for 8 minutes this time, I promise. So all I know about this song is about technology. I remember, as I said at the end of the last one, I think I want to say. I remember reading something where Tomas himself was asked if he disliked technology, hated technology, whatnot. Consensus seems to be that technology is a wonderful thing. But I mean, let's not lie to ourselves, people. We addicted to technology. Is that good? Is that bad? I'd say it's both, you know? I mean, obviously both. Like, obviously right now I am using technology, multiple forms of technology, to record this, and you're using technology to watch this. So technology is cool. It brings entertainment, it brings joy, brings, society moving forward. But also, the opposite. It can be painful, it can suck, it could even lead to the downfall of society and push us backwards at the same time. It all just depends. But especially lately, man, with this whole super PC movement and stuff, and everyone just trying to, I don't know, suck everyone's dick or something. We're getting crazy, man. We're getting super fucking crazy. People just attack each other on the internet just because someone else feels differently than they do. Like, do you remember the good old days where someone said something that you didn't agree with, and you're just like, hey, I respect your opinion, and I disagree. Remember those good days? Man, I feel like it was so long ago. So this should be a very, very interesting song here, and I'm sure I may, as I said at the end of the other one, I might have some controversial things to say, purely based off of just the thumbnail alone. So prepare yourself for that. If you're not ready, you know what that X button is. I will not hold it against you. I don't blame you at all. So let's bring it down here and let's enjoy some wonderful noise by Nightwish here. Let's go. damn. there was a lot packed into that song. Uh, Image wise, that video especially. There was a lot packed into there. Now, I'm sure there's some things I'm gonna find in the music, especially near the end. There was some really awesome instrumental and vocal lines going on, which were really cool. But I feel like so much of what I have written down is just purely from the video. Like there was so much so much fact in that video, and it's just it's a damn shame out there, man. It's a damn shame out there that because like this came out how many years ago? I could look at that. The album came out in 2020, so it's been what a good 3 years. Let me peruse video 3 years ago. Yeah, yep, over 3 years in a month and whatnot, and it hasn't gotten any better. If anything, it's gotten worse, right? So it's a damn shame that like stuff like this can't come out and people don't. I feel like maybe this happened back in the day, you know what I mean? Where people saw the ugly truth and just like, man, you know what? We're gonna do something about it. We need to change our ways, guys. They're right. Enough's enough. Like you'd think with yours is an empty hope. People would be like, wow, yeah, we have really been horrible to each other on the internet. We should change our ways. Like, if anything, it's gotten worse. And same with our addiction and abuse of technology and everything. When the real world and nature is out there and is beautiful and glorious, you think someone would see this and be like, guys, maybe we've gone to, like, maybe take it a little too far with technology. Maybe we shouldn't. And if anything, it's just gotten worse, man. So it's amazing messages. It's too bad that they're widely ignored. It's a damn shame. But I mean, I guess the change starts with you, right? Like, you gotta be the one to lead the change and whatnot. You can't just hope for the world to change and not do it yourself. You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel that. I mean, what do you do at this point? You know what I'm saying? Like, the only sensical outcome, choice therein would be like, great song. I think I've referenced before. Don't remember when. But Hindu Rodeo, Wilderness. I think the lead singer's name is Joel. Don't remember. Yeah, I have an audio surf of it. You can go check it out if you want, if you're interested. But like straight up, his point is just like, if you have a conscience, then I'd have to guess that you're out in the wilderness. I think like the only way to actually escape this noise is to just say fuck society and go and live out off the land, just out in the wilderness, off the grid and whatnot. I think that's the only way to truly escape and actually have peace in your soul and whatnot, to escape all the horrors that come from technology and society and how people abuse technology, because you can hide behind a screen and no one knows who you are. And so you can say whatever horrible shit comes to mind with almost no repercussions. Yeah, I mean, obviously there's little things you could do, like maybe have like day of the week or whatnot where you just don't use technology at all and just like go out and be in nature all day. Little baby steps. You don't have to probably necessarily go to extreme or whatnot, but I mean, it's an addiction, man. I do love my computer. you know, I can't lie. I do love the computer. I mean, I don't use social medias, so I'm a little bit on the up and up. I don't look at news and all this stuff, so a little bit better. I just purely use this for entertainment and escapism to get away from reality. So, but I should go outside more. Anyways, that was really catchy. I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty entranced by the music video, and I was catching things that were happening. But like, I'm really gonna need to focus in on the music here, like pretty hard focusing on the music here. But what I do remember, especially at the end with the craziness of the vocals, was pretty sick. Was that Flora's vocals in the beginning seemed like they had some grit to them, some like, I want to say stink, but I don't know if that's correct, but some kind of like almost like a little bit of sinisterness to it, maybe a little malice in it, which was pretty cool. And looking at the lyrics, like it felt like everything flowed very well, but there's yeah, there's probably there could be some like inner rhymes. There's some interesting rhyme work going here, but besides the first machine screen, nothing else rhymes. Blacker misery, that doesn't. Reverie, misery, kind of. Pixels doesn't rhyme with anything. So pose for the dead, experience, matrix. Yeah, there's very little rhyming coming in here. Yet it flowed seamlessly, so they made it work even without rhymes. There's a occasional one in here, like tool ghouls, machine screen, you know. It happens occasionally, but very little rhyming in here, and I think that's well, obviously because it's Nightwish. Like, it happens because they want it to happen. Like, their writing is so next fucking level that like everything they do is intentional. There's nothing that happens by mistake. Like, come on. But yeah, I think that's very, very intentional, and I could guess many reasons why, but I don't know if any of them would be correct. But my first thought is just an intentional defiance of expectations. Maybe it's something like, I don't know. It's represent the chaos of the noise of technology, that nothing of it fits, but yet somehow it works, and we work with it, even though it's like counterintuitive to how humans should interact with each other. Again, I could throw out tons of different theories. I don't know if any of them would be correct, but it's cool. It's really, really cool. So I'm gonna reset the video here. We're going to go through this, dissect this bad boy here, and see what we can come up with. All right, I'm gonna bring it back to the beginning here. We're gonna get in this. I was just thinking of a specific section of the video, and I was gonna say something, but I was like, that's the whole point. And it's just like, it's God, the hypocrisy that like none of us are immune from. Is just like, don't like this. However, hey, we'll get there when we get there. But like, it's a really good reflecting on ourselves. They're doing a great job here. All right, I don't know. There was so much happening that I was being distracted by that I just kind of have stuff jotted down that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But the beginning here, I want to hear this introduction music and everything that was going on, because I heard some strings or something like that from what I can remember, and then I want to look at Flora's vocals coming in here. So let's dive in. So I don't know what this creature is supposed to represent. It looks like some kind of machine. I don't know if that is supposed to be the representation of all of technology as the machine, um, or if it has some kind of bigger message behind it. But really cool, you're hearing that very machine like kind of movement sound in there. Very very clever. I like that. A little ominous and creepy, but in a good way. I like it. That music going on in the background. It's like it's reminding me of almost some maybe like some Fantasia stuff. Like, well, which obviously would just be classic writing because that's what Fantasia is. But specifically, whatever piece that is, I don't remember what composer wrote it. I've barely even seen Fantasia, but the one with like the demon that's like in the cliff and whatnot that you fight in Kingdom Hearts 1. It is Kingdom Hearts 1. I was like, is it 1 or 2? No, it's 1. The gargoyle thing kind of like reminds me of that piece, just these very haunting lower strings and brass, I think I'm hearing in there. Just it has this very ominous, not doomsday, but like just haunting, like heavy evil theme going on here. It's very fascinating. Yeah, those running strings over the top. It could just all be strings. I definitely hear a string bass and cello in there for sure. Obviously, violin. You got the whole string family in there. I can't tell if there. It's hard to hear with how faded it is if there's any brass in there, but I could definitely see some trombone action in there as well, maybe some tuba. But I don't know. It could all just be very lower end strings, just playing, getting really deep into that bowing and just getting it down and gritty. So this is something we could talk about. It comes back a little bit here. Like I've had this I had this discussion just the other day with a friend of mine, and we were talking about kids with technology and whatnot, and like it's like the merit. It's easily debated topic, I would say, between giving kids technology and stuff, like letting kids have phones early, and oh, you don't want to you want to take a break from parenting, give them a tablet, be like, here, entertain yourself. I don't know, we were discussing, like, I don't know if I want my kid to have any technology for many many years. Like these just little kids just like, here, play with my phone and stuff. It's just like remember days when we were parents, man? They're like, oh, technology's easy. Here, entertain yourself. I don't want to parent right now. It's like, this is kind of what this makes me think of, but it's also that we're getting brainwashed and technology washed, I guess you could say, from like right out the womb. It's very fascinating. I'll keep rolling here. So we're being introduced, it seems, to all the players here right out the gate. Now, of course, you have the standard, like you just hear that sound and you think, at least I imagine many of you do, but like myself, you just hear that sound, those guitars, and the strings down, 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 down. It's just like, that's the Nightwish sound. Like you just hear that and it's just like, oh, Nightwish, like clearly, like they just come straight out the gate with that Nightwish sound. And yeah, did I put? Yeah, I mean maybe later. But yeah, I think that's what I wrote down originally. The music and whatnot is what I meant in here. Um, the choir vocals though, da 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 da, just like these nice held notes with occasional punched notes in there as well, like that. It's nice, clean, open. Ahs. I like that. Again, we have the kids' phones and all that good stuff. Yeah, it's so weird. It flows so well, but there's clearly this dissonance, not in the sound itself, but our connection with what we are like kind of programmed to hear from Western music. We're expected to hear those rhymes. We're expected to hear that the similarities between the phrases and whatnot, and it feels very dissonant and chaotic. It like none of it is rhyming. And some of it feels like longer phrases, maybe some of shorter phrases. It feels like it's very sporadic, yet it still flows almost seamlessly. It's like you don't even notice it. I feel like that really means something here. I feel like that is a message within itself. But obviously here, just everyone just mindless drone everyone down on their fucking phones. You see them swiping and stuff, typing with them thumbs and stuff. Like it's almost cult like. I could see that from here. It's like it's almost cult like how we all just like worship our phone and shit. Like the messages in here are so good, man. Yeah, it's oh my god. Like when you really focus in on those lyrics, like the third these 4-line stanzas, the third one is the length is the first two are the same. The third one is extended, is an extended phrase. The last one is a shorter phrase, so it just like it keeps moving oddly, and the last phrase is delivered so interesting rhythmically. It's yeah, okay. um these lyrics, I don't, some of these the last lines I'm not catching, and I don't know if that's intentional again when we're talking about the chaos and just some of it just not feeling right but also working so well. Bleed some pixels in a hot air matrix. I can understand the matrix part, sure, the simulation, not real, like technology, like artificial, not only intelligence but like environments and worlds like Facebook and Twitter and like stuff that's technically not real, but we treat it as if it's real life and that like it actually exists. It's like a place. Like I could see that. I'm not sure what they mean by hot air matrix. Well, I could see that hot air, like blowing, like blowing smoke, or hot headed or something, like just a place of just a lot of shit. I guess you could say a lot of fakeness, a lot of hot air. Maybe drawing the wrong conclusion there, but that's what I was think of. But what I noticed in there, what I really did like, was have a near life experience. I saw that before I started this video, and I liked that because it's obviously near death experience, but to switch that to near life experience, it's like it's not actually real, but we treat it as if it's an actual real life experience that we're having with other people when it's not. It's the Matrix. It's all a simulation. It's not actually real. We're not actually forging these connections with these people, but we are. So it's near life, but it's not actually real. That is such a good bar right there. And yeah, I'm gonna just zip it back a little bit here. I like Floor's vocals in here. They have this a nice little grit, unless maybe a little bit of sassiness to them. Yeah, it's like a little bit of strain in the voice, like not bad strain, but like intentional, adding that the grit and just the almost like I want to say contempt, but not necessarily that rough, like that harsh, but like it just has this bite to it, this almost like sinister, just like fuck bite to it, you know? It's nice. It's nice. I like that. I like the emotion we're getting here. Yourself, post for the dead, have a near life experience, hit a hard jam matrix. Now you're a star, playing avatar, feeding the beast in your loud ego land. First off, I like some of the little embellishments she adds in there, especially on the ego land and whatnot. I like that the choir comes in with those ahs and whatnot. Very beautiful in there. Now you're a star, vain avatar, feeding the beast in your loud ego land. That is just a fucking just bar after bar after bar right there. Like that is so good. Like that's all. That one's all pretty straightforward. I don't think I have to explain that one to you. Or it really. No, I mean I don't even explain it to you. Just explain it out loud because I'm pretty sure you already got it. But like, yeah, your own little egotistical land or whatnot, and these people that maybe get a bunch of attention on TikTok or Instagram or whatnot. You're just feeding this egotistical beast inside you. It's just, which will come into more evidence when we get flagrant butt cheeks coming out there soon. But we'll talk about that later. But yeah, I want to hear some of these embellishments and whatnot coming in here. Da, da, da. That little dip she does there, like that. Even gets a little bit more stress and grit on that note. Da da. Yeah, she puts a little bit extra stress on that note there. God dang. I like it. Nice little touches she's adding in there in the vocals. It's just reminding you of almost like the satire she's spitting with her words. Just the kind of the like contempt she has. Just trying really to drive home of just like, hey, do these words upset you? They should. Because what are you doing? You know, just like that oomph in her words. It's just really driving it home. Beast. You like that? Oh yeah. All right. So the reason I'm laughing is because so far what we got, and it was just the first two notes I had down here. So I'm gonna be here for a while, but you knew that. It's just so much packed into this video alone. So taking a picture of the flowers and stuff, and then just like, great. The responses are like, great photo, whatnot. And it's just like, what I need this for? Just like kind of discarding the beauty of nature. Just be like, yeah, my phone though. The imagery is fantastic. All uniform here. No shoes. Very interesting. I like it. Let's let it keep going. There's it was a little bit of change here. Comes down a little bit. I think the strings pop out a little bit more here. Ooh, piano. Yeah. And it sounds like there's also some vocal notes in there. Da, 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 da. Like it sounds like it's doubling when the strings that's going on there. So, ooh, maybe. Okay. So I was a little confused by this at the beginning. I was like, I'm wondering why they're in this very um, bland room. Obviously, it doesn't have any any color. It's all uniform, disheveled. But you have the Mona Lisa here in the middle. I was just like, that clearly means something. But what? And now that I'm looking at it, is that supposed to be like Da Vinci? Like, because he was an inventor. He made so much fucking shit. Um, so is that the father of starting to create all these different inventions and all these different technologies? To, maybe saying like the person who started kicking it all off, but is that what? I don't know. Anyways, something like that. I like it. Whatever the message is, I like it. I want to go back here a little bit. Not for any particular reason. I want to check out this chorus again. Hold on. I keep getting distracted by just how much is going on in this video. And again, I also think that's intentional. I think things are happening so rapidly and whatnot because if you've seen any teenager or young kid these days when they're using technology, is just fast. Okay, next thing, gotta watch the next thing. It's just it's constant shit being shoveling at their face and whatnot. I think that's a description of what's happening here with all the cuts of the different people going in and out, coming back, and selling different stuff through technology and selling it. So yeah, I want to focus on this chorus. So let's get it here. Hold on. So I like that Flora comes punching in immediately with that higher note. But also the backup vocals. I don't know who's all in that, but I'm pretty sure I hear Marco pretty clearly. I wouldn't be surprised if Troy was on there as well, and even maybe someone else from the band. I'm not 100% positive, but I like them behind, just rising the notes until they kind of join her. I don't think they join her on the same note, but they eventually join her on join Flora on a held note, and then she continues onward. I thought that was pretty cool. Okay, I was like, I didn't want to pause. I didn't want to pause there. I like the rhythm there. Dun, 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 dun. It has this nice, after those long held notes, and then it kind of goes to that faster paced rhythm there. I like that. Beautiful. What does we say? From a sunless world, your mirror is black. Only a copy stares back at a slave of brave new world. Decoy of human voice. Brain insomniac. Okay. I feel like the words on the tip of my tongue, but I'm not gonna try that. Anyways. Yeah, no, endless noise. Decoy of human voice again going on. It's not actually real, but we pretend like we have a voice, even though it's just simulation. Yeah, no, I like the lyrics. I like the notes. I like the rhythm in here. Very beautiful. Now, I'm gonna let it go a little bit farther because I think I put something in the video here, and I'm pretty sure I know what it is. So that's what I was about to talk about anyway. So I think we'll let it unfold here a little bit more. Right, so it's that as well. Both of them really. So we'll just get a freeze frame here. So it's where the controversy might come in. I mean, listen, uh, far be it from me to um to rain on anyone's parade, but like the need for other people's approval, I feel like has always been there in some way, shape, or form. Most human beings have it, and I feel like we've increased it to an all-time high with things that was called Instagram models, only fan pages, stuff like that. Let's call it that. It's just I'm not trying to uh, shit on people for appreciating their bodies and being confident with who they are and practicing sexual freedom. That's that's all well and good, you know what I mean? But like, let's not be out here pretending like it's not, because you need attention and you need people to fawn over you, be like, oh my god, you're so beautiful and stuff, to like get your own satisfaction. Like, let's not be out here pretending like that's not what most of it is, you know what I mean? And it's just, I don't know, it's we've just gotten to this crazy stage with it, and I feel like that's what this girl here, who's half dressed most of the time, barely dressed most of the time, just taking these pictures and stuff, doing all this stuff to her body just so she can look hot and put pictures up of herself so that people could fawn all over her, or in a lot of cases these days, just throw money at her just because she's pretty. Like, it's just, honestly, I feel like this is a huge, huge issue with our society. Like, again, I want sexual freedom. Yeah, like, if you feel good about your body, that's awesome. But like, there's a difference between that and like this. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, we're not allowed to shame people anymore. And like, I'm not saying slut shaming's appropriate or anything, but like, I think there's a line, man, and I think like, feel like we were pretty prude on the line, like back in the 80s, 90s, and stuff. And then we got a little like, yeah, we're getting sexy and stuff. And now I think like we said, hi line, bye line, goodbye line, get the fuck out of here line. Is there even a line anymore? I think we've just gotten fucking nuts with it. But I mean, I personally don't use Instagram, and I would dare OnlyFans or anything like that. And I would never give my hard-earned money to people, anyone, despite sex, gender, whatever, just because, oh, you're attractive. It's, people, we need to calm down. Anyways, the other message, however. Now, it seems later. I don't know what's going on with the mask and stuff. We'll have to figure that out. But this definitely seems like, the save the planet hippie kind of type, chaining yourself to a tree that maybe a bulldozer is trying to knock over, government's trying to cut down and stuff for trees and whatnot. But while he's also doing that, and saying, pollution and what have you, he's also posing for the camera and taking pictures like, guys, I'm doing great and stuff, Like, I like the message there, is that even those who are pretending to do good are also just trying to get attention on the internet. Be like, look how good of a person I am. I'm saving this tree. You know what I mean? But then it seems to change later because he doesn't seem to be using technology later. But maybe I'm wrong about that. We'll keep going here. Anything else I got? About 2:10. Everything kind of comes down again. So let's let it keep going here. So now looking at that line, see how I bleed. I have such empathy. I think that it could be the people trying to gain attention for. By the way, this is not healthy. If you can see that much of her ribs and then it goes in at that point, you need to eat something. That's anorexic. Anyways, this is not the body you're looking for, people. This is not how humans should look. Yeah, I think it's the people who are trying to get attention for like, hey, I come out here and I fight for people's rights and stuff like that, and they just, you know, the bleeding hearts, they go onto people's pages and be like, guys, I think we should just who cares about this or that? It's all about just loving them, you know. I think those people that try to get attention, that's kind of what the first thing that comes to me with that one. But music is very similar to the first verse here. So this part again, it seems like he's Tomas here in this very. I love the attire. It's a very almost like druidic. Like I love it. When it's talking about sunsets and the earth has a real voice, go out and get in it. You know, like again, like guys, like the earth itself has its own voice. Stop drowning yourself in the voice of technology and whatnot. Go out and enjoy the world and whatnot, and all its majesty that it has to share with you and whatnot. At this point, you see a lot of that, like hugging a tree, planting life, watering it and stuff, all without technology. I like that shift here in the video, like away from technology. Maybe going like a little to the extreme, you know, tree hugger kind of stuff, but like still, I love the message here. I love that shift here. Oh, and notice that I will follow, that like kid voice. I will follow. Almost like programmed, kind of almost robotic and hollow. Interesting. So yeah, it's a similar kind of come down, more piano, upper strings, and whatnot. That happened, the bridge to the chorus from last time as well, but this one's an older body here. And now that I saw those multiple bodies, I thought it was just the aging, and maybe it is the baby that we saw that was aging, or maybe they have the different stages of life, like multiple, it's happening to multiple of them as they keep growing older and whatnot. Some of them are dying while new ones are being born, and you know, all that good stuff. Anyways, let's continue. So, yeah, I mean, call me old, because I am. I'm not that old, but I'm old. Old as fuck. And call me, I mean, I may come across as prude. I try to stay professional in this setting, so I try to keep it, you know, clean and whatnot. In real life, I'm very not prude. Like, yeah. Some of the crazy stuff I say on here, that's just like the tip of the iceberg. You know what I'm saying? Like, trust me, I gets it. I get in that shit. But there are definitely times where I see, especially like these young teenagers who were maybe 18, probably not, just walking around the mall and stuff. It's just like, put some clothes on, man. Like, there's almost like at this point you might as well just wear underwear. Like, it's just like, just thinking about that last girl and whatnot. It's just like, people, like, there's nothing wrong with not showing off every inch of your body too. Like, you could also do that. Like, there's a time for public, there's a time for play. You know what I mean? Like, anyways, we're about to get to some more message stuff going on here in the video. First off, that note though, I just accidentally paused on. But the drum fill though into that high piercing note from 4 there. Let's go. Multiple drum fills, I should say. I guess you're supposed to know that that's Tomas because of the rubber ducky. I did not catch that. I'm gonna be honest. Oh, and I guess some of the garbs over here. I don't know what's going on here. Oh yeah, we're about to, but a lot of stuff started to pop out here. A lot of stuff in the video, then sick breakdown, and then the instruments and the choirs and just everything just started popping off here. Um, Maybe this is like the toxic filth spewing out from the machine and whatnot. There's something, some kind of message there, and you have to put on like a mask just to get through it all. I can maybe see that as a symbolism here. There's definitely some deep messages. Like they really went all out on this video, man. And of course, yeah, oil refineries, I'm guessing. I think more messages happening here with like the mascara running and stuff like that, and just the kind of turning away from technology and whatnot. More messages and stuff going on here. I love this rhythm. It sounds like get more strings, a little bit more piano here. Of course, that high melody line going over all of it as well. I love those little vocal notes in there as well. Now this part, I feel like this one is also obvious. I could also be wrong about it, but it seemed obvious to me. This one, like, to me, this one's got Twitter written all the fuck over it. Everything's going great. You're fitting in with everybody, and then you say some real shit, or you say something, your own opinion. People disagree with it, and they fucking turn on you and try to cancel you, and just try to fucking like verbally beat the shit out of you. As all these people start doing, like, as soon as like people start stabbing them, people start holding them down and punching them, and kicking them and shit. Like, it is just so like totally cool with the person, and then they say just their feelings and thoughts on the situation, and we just fucking savagely try to ruin them. Like, people, we gotta stop. Anyways, I love this heavy breakdown here with the imagery of the attack end and all the oil and the grime and stuff. Like, sick. And this right here, I just feel like it's kind of like caging the child in, like, clearly, because the bar isn't holding them, but kind of like almost trapping them into this life of like technology, of like kind of again setting them off this path by like, here, entertain yourself with a tablet, just fucking go in the corner, whatever, I don't care, I just want to sit down and and not have to think for a little bit. I could see that in there, and obviously you have the mascara and stuff running and all that, like unhappiness, and just and you can even see like the face turn here, just kind of that menacing stare she's giving to the child. Almost like a proud moment there. And the people, self-righteous people, in the moment where they're turning on the person that said something that people didn't agree with. So much message and meaning in here. And then you're seeing the side of them off camera, off the phone, off of the internet, just like actually not as happy as they pretend to be when they're smiling and stuff, and not actually caring about the product that they're presenting or selling or whatnot, whether it be videos or pictures, etc. And then the person going through all the stuff to look like that model, Yeah, just the message in this video alone is fucking nuts. Even the bitchy aggressiveness is just like, you know what I mean? I was like, it's so great. I could also see that. I don't like that bit. I could also see this as the as a potential posing, being a poser or whatnot. You know what I mean? Like you're preaching all this stuff, positivity and whatnot for the environment, and you're saving everything, but in reality, behind the camera, behind closed doors, you're actually diving into that filth. You actually don't care, and you're just like you actually possibly participate in that same filth and pollution stuff that you pretend like you try to fight on camera. I could see that. There's so many possible messages in this video alone. It's fucking crazy, man. I also like what I think I'm hearing from the strings here. I'm on the wrong one. That increase. I think I'm hearing and kind of just like some faster string and stuff in here. Yeah. And those beautiful vocals over the top of it. Occasional choir hits in there as well. It's very nice. Like the video kind of takes most of my focus because there's so much packed into this fucking video. But like also there are some like I feel like the music's not, maybe it is and I'm just not paying attention, but it's not as like extremely like layered out as the last song was. I feel like it's a little bit on the slightly more simplistic side. Like I use that term very lightly, simplistic, because like nothing Nightwish writes is simple. There's always so many layers and so much complex writing going on in it. But like simplistic for them to have it more focused on the video itself. But I don't know, I could be wrong. I could be missing stuff. Because again, I'm just so entranced, which I think is part of the message. Which by the way, what I mentioned earlier about the hypocrisy and whatnot, I didn't really bring it up when it happened, but it's just like, you know, I have these feelings like I just think we're way too over sexualized and whatnot, and just, you know, people selling their bodies for money and stuff. Now on the internet, we not only don't shame it, but like we heap it with praise. But at the same time, those butt cheeks, though, yeah, you know what I mean? Is that hypocrisy? It's like, at the same time, like I'm not saying I'm not looking at it. So, you know, we're trapped, man. No matter how hard we try to fight, we're trapped. I feel like that's the message of this video. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, they got me. So I keep going. I like those nice high notes in there. Da, 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 and then going up to the higher female vocals and then back down to those like tenor baritone male vocals. I guess I think they're male vocals. Hell yeah, that's awesome. Next thing I guess around 450, and that's where we start getting like crazy with it, but we'll like keep going here for a few seconds before we talk about that. I like that, like electronic voice and everything there. I don't know what it was. I don't know if that was in here in the lyrics or if that was off the lyrics or whatnot. Oh, yeah, beyond the human horizon, something terrifying sleeps. Got it. I didn't see it for a second. I was looking at the different part of the lyrics there. Anyways, I like that. That noise is literally just screaming through this. Can you call that a megaphone? Maybe I assume that was, I don't know. The child and whatnot. All right, I like that. So coming up here in a few seconds here, we get up some of these various those high notes that Flora's rocking before. She starts living up in that zone. I think the choir's going crazy with that too. You're getting this constant repeating of the images and stuff that we've already seen, and again, I think it's that repetition of getting that watching constantly coming back and watching the stuff again and again and again, not just the same video but like more content and just constantly coming back, so you're seeing it again and again cycle through. I think that's more messages and stuff going on here, and then something about the images at the very end I wanted to talk about, not sure, but yeah, let's let this ride. Yeah, I know, it's beautiful. That backup vocal there with her as well, it sounded like Marco. Yeah, we're getting all the flash, the videos, all the images we've seen, the stuff that's just circling around, just going through them all again and whatnot. That duet there between Marco, his nice grit in his voice, and Flora's high piercing note, just belting high note there. That's the shit right there. That's the good shit right there. That just reminded me of Game of Thrones there. I like that kind of rising and falling vocal line that was in there. That's cool. I think it kind of starts repeating there, just like the images, that kind of cyclical returning pattern there. So obviously you got all the babies I'm seeing, and obviously one of them grew up when it's old, and this robot machine thing's connected to them all and is running all this technology spam and images and whatnot. But they're in a forest. I also noticed that the tile is the same pattern, at least, if not the same exact tile, that whole council of phone cult stuff was on. That might mean something as well. But as it continues to pan out, you see the beauty of the world in nature. You hear the world's voice itself. And everything's kind of beautiful and soft and whatnot. Well, that was one hell of a fucking video right there. Shit. That's crazy stuff, man. Like, I already said it, but I'll say it again. Technology is wonderful. There's a lot of things we can do, and we can literally stay connected with people that we never could before, and we can learn things that we've never been able to learn before because the knowledge was out there in the world, and the chance of us traveling to find it, not always possible from human to human, depending on your situation or whatnot. And we can learn so much about other people's cultures and just a lot of positivity and education and learning and connectivity and human interaction can occur from technology. Technology is a wonderful thing. But you gotta remember that the world out there exists. and it's beautiful too. So you should go outside every now and then, you know? Go walking around with nothing, no technology in your pockets, maybe. Maybe I might try that sometime. Well, not around here. I'd have to drive somewhere first, because this ain't a good neighborhood. I'd have to be packing heat if I was going to walk around here. You know what I mean? It ain't a good neighborhood. But, drive somewhere. I might try that. Just leave. I mean, it's kind of a scary thought. It's like, what if something happens to you? And you can't call anyone. Well, you know what? That's what used to happen back in the day. And people still survived. I'm sure you'll be fine. Um, but yeah, we just. I honestly think it just comes down to it. It's just we need to be nicer human beings. Like my big complaints really with technology is just how we use it to attack each other. Like again with different social medias and whatnot, or just use it for vain reasons, like that first quote up here, one of the first lines up here, vain avatar, feeding the beast in your loud ego land, like just that home bar itself there. Just I don't know. I understand being a lady. It's probably hard. I say probably because I've not experienced it myself, so I can't say like I know and I understand because I don't. I'm assuming that it is hard and whatnot, and I'm sure in a world where beauty is so important and whatnot, it feels really good to be validated by other people that you're beautiful. I get that, but like when you start purposely seeking it out and kind of like not really respecting your body and the beauty within just to get that feedback of that stroke to your ego of yes, keep calling me beautiful, keep being attracted to me. And it's not only women, there's some men that do too. I'm sure there's a lot of big old muscle thirst trap dudes as well. That does happen. It goes both ways, sure. Let's not lie though. It's like at least 75 to 80% women. Like let's not kid ourselves here. We talked about that earlier. Let's not pretend, okay? But yes, guys do it too. This is true. Um, but like, sure, maybe get your first hit of affirmation. Like, okay, you know what? I am attractive. People do find me attractive, but don't get greedy about it. Don't keep going just to try to catch that rush or something. Just understand everyone's got self doubts and whatnot, and all that stuff, and I get it, but it's just like you gotta be confident in yourself. You get maybe you have anxiety or you just don't like the way you look, so it feels good when other people tell you. But then if you at least get that affirmation from someone, just be like, you know what, people find me attractive, I am attractive, you know what, and turn that inwards. So again, find a way to not push into the negativity of technology and find a way to let it make you a better person, and then go away from the negative and the toxicity and just go back to the real world, outside and stuff, with that confidence of yes, I am beautiful. No, I don't have to show my body and do things to myself online to make a living. I could actually get a job, or I don't have to sell my farts in a jar to random strangers. This happens, by the way. Or record myself making burping noises and sending it to strangers to make money and just take their hard-earned money from them. You know what I mean? Like, maybe we can be better human beings. Let's just putting it out there. I don't have to sell my recycled bathwater. You see what I mean? We're going a little too far. There's one thing about being proud of your body and, wanting to put it out there, and then there's that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we need to change people. But 3 years, it's only gotten worse. I'm pretty sure at this point we're just going to keep going. until we end up just destroying ourselves as a society. You know, a lot of societies have crumbled and fallen, and it's only a matter of time before our society does too. And we're like gunning to try to make that happen and make it a reality. Like, I swear the human race is on a self-destructive path like I've never seen before ever. But maybe that's not true. Maybe I was just too young to notice this stuff. I wonder about this stuff sometimes. It's like, I feel like I say like, man, the world's crazy. It's never been crazier. But I'm sure that's what they said back in the 90s. I'm sure that's what they said back in the 70s, 80s, 50s when World War II was happening. I'm sure that's what people are like, God, the world's fucking insane. You know, sure, everyone sees that. It's just, when I was in the 90s, when I was a little kid, probably just didn't notice it. But there's a lot of crazy stuff that was going down in the 90s. And what have you and stuff. So, like, maybe it's just you get older and you realize, oh God, the world's fucking crazy. And you just didn't notice it before. It's just a different type of crazy than what it was because now we have technology. I wonder these things. Let me know your thoughts, your opinions, your feelings. Did I miss something? There's a good chance I missed something in the music. I feel like my music analysis was not that great. Maybe it was because it was a little bit more Nightwish simplistic, which is not simplistic at all, but Nightwish simplistic, to focus on the video. So maybe I focused on the right thing. Let me know if there's something like crazy in the music that I did not catch, because I feel like I missed a lot. But that video was just too good. Like, I just couldn't not focus on that video, and I feel like that's Nightwish's fault, and a little bit mine. Next we have Shoemaker. I do plan on watching the live version of Shoemaker, and I probably watch because as I mentioned, all these have lyric videos that seem as intricate as the first one we watched with music. So I will definitely watch that in my off time to make sure I'm following along with that. But the one we're going to do is the live version in the virtual world. At least I'm pretty sure at the current moment that's the plan. So thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you all next time.